Sadashivasamarambam Shankaracharyamadhyamam Asmadacharyaparyantam Vande Guru Paramparam. I welcome you all with my love and respect. There is so much to tell about the last sutra, Vitarka. Yesterday, during the darshan, one person came and asked me, Swamiji, I am a scientist, I am based on Kudarka, my whole life is based on Kudarka. How can I have Vidarka? I said, no, wrong understanding. Please understand, even you are a scientist, only based on Vidarka you will contribute to society. You will contribute to civilization. Person who is based on Kudarka cannot contribute in any field, not only in the spiritual field, he cannot contribute even in the field of science. Whatever may be the field, if you are based on Vidarka, only then you will be expressing what needs to be expressed. You will be serving the humanity. Beautifully, Patanjali explains the whole thing. The 17th Sutra. He explains Vitarka, Vichara, Ananda, Ashmita, Rupanugamat, Sampragnata. How reasoning, contemplation, bliss flowering, amness, that pure awareness are the characteristics of Asampragnata Samadhi, the first level Samadhi. He beautifully slips into the next level, second sutra. Please understand, when you do Vitarka, right reasoning, it will lead to Ananda. Actually, the whole cosmos, look inside. The whole thing is beyond your logic or reasoning. There is no logic, there is no reasoning. Actually, if you look inside, all the reasoning, all the logics are only a certain level. To tell you the honest truth, there is a beautiful book by Shankara, Viveka Chudamani. He very beautifully describes the experiences of Ajata. Means the whole universe is unborn. I'm just trying to find the right word. Whatever you logically try to explain, like if you do good, good will happen. If you do bad, bad will happen. Whether it is karma theory or the theory of bondage and liberation, whatever you have based on your logic, the ideas, everything loses its grip or value over you at certain frequency. At certain frequency, everything loses its power over you. They are no more connected to your life, or you are no more connected to them in your life. You just outgrow. They are not there in your life at all. And it is no more part of your life. This truth only we call it as ajata. At a level, when you raise your understanding and ideas, suddenly you see the world was never created and it never bothered you and you never got liberated. Whatever was there, was there. Whatever is there, is there. Whatever will be there, will be there. It's a very subtle truth. The whole thing has no logic, no reasoning, nothing. Any logic which helps you to realize that there is no logic is right reasoning. That is all. That's all. Any reasoning which leads you to realize that there is no reasoning is right reasoning. There is no connection. Please understand. There is no connection between what I am talking, what you are listening. I don't know how you will understand. No, there is no connection between what I am talking and what you are listening. Now really, many times, I feel very clearly the communication is not happening. Please understand, I have a story. I have a story for you. A woman went to an attorney to ask about a divorce. That guy asks, "What grounds do you have, madam?" She says, "About 6 acres. He says, No, I don't think you quite understand. Let me rephrase the question. Do you have a grudge?" She says, "No, just a parking space." This guy again asks, "I'll try again. Does your husband beat you up?" She says, "No, I always get up at least half an hour before he does." The attorney could see he was fighting a losing battle. "Madam, are you sure you want a divorce?" "I am not the one who wants a divorce," she said. "My husband does. He claims we don't communicate." Please understand, really many times I feel the communication is not happening. See, when that energy which wants to express, when it comes up, I can see very clearly. I am telling you exactly what is happening in me. I can say that the insider's view of what is happening in satsanga, in Upanishad. Upanishad means sitting with the master. I am very clearly seeing, I am pregnant with the truth which wants to come out, which needs to be delivered. And the moment it raises to the level of walk, it's like a cotton has become thread. Cotton has become thread. Thread can never represent cotton. Please understand. Thread can never represent cotton. A canal can never represent ocean. Just imagine. You may say logically, no, canal is also water, ocean is also water. What? Many canals put together is ocean. Can you say? No. It can never be. So when the thread is when the cotton is converted into thread, when it comes out, I can see very clearly it is not representing what it is supposed to represent. And when it lands on you, you are like a dye factory. You have big colored bottle, colored box. The thread directly lands on you and your head is filled with some color and it gets colored. By the time you catch the thread and try to understand what I gave you, it's a colored thread. And you say, oh, Swamiji gave me colored thread. What has happened to what? No. Very clearly, many times I feel the communication is not happening. See, whatever word I am uttering, you have your own dictionary. Each one has individual dictionaries. That is why, actually, even yesterday, one of my disciples was asking me after the discourse, Swamiji, you are an incarnation. Why did you do all these spiritual practices like doing rituals, doing puja, and doing meditation? Why should you need to do all these rituals? Please understand, actually, two reasons. One, to tell the world still all these things works. There is no expiry date for rituals. There is no expiry date for all these our traditional techniques. That's one thing. Second thing, only when I work with these techniques and work with the people, at least few words I can transmit. The communication is possible. At least few things I can reach out. Maybe in a way I can say, it is learning how to communicate with this mental setup. That is why in our tradition, all the acharyas, avatara purushas, they have to do this parivrajaka yatra. They have to do this pilgrimage. They have to go around the length and breadth of India. That they call it Chardham, Rameshwaram, Dwarka, Puri and Joshimat. They have to travel all the places. Badrigashram, that is the Joshimat. All the 4 places they have to travel to understand the people, to experience people, to relate with people, so that they will know now what to tell, what they need to express, how to connect with the people. It's a real task. Patanjali is taking us to the next samadhi, next level of samadhi. The 18th sutra, it's a beautiful sutra. Virama pratyaya abhyasa purva samskara seshanyaha. In the last sutra, he described, the 17th sutra, he described about Asampragnata Samadhi, first level Samadhi. How the right reasoning and contemplation leads to Ananda and pure awareness, the amness, not even I amness, amness. Amness is the ultimate amnesty. That feeling the amness, just being in existence. All these 4 makes you experience Asampragnata Samadhi, the first level Samadhi. Now Patanjali is guiding us into the second level Samadhi. Very beautifully he is describing. Let me give you the translation. There is another kind of Samadhi. He is not using the word Asampragnata. The Asampragnata word is used by the commentators, the Bhashyakaras. In the sutra he is not using the word. He is only using the word Anyaha. There is another kind of Samadhi. The mental function of clutching with the thoughts ceases, and only the samskaras that do not cause any disturbance in the inner space remains. Let me read the translation again. There is another kind of samadhi. The mental function of clutching with the thoughts ceases. And only the samskaras that do not cause any disturbance in the inner space remain. I have 12 translations here. Just wanted to give you the glimpse of 2-3 translations of the same sutra. Then you will know how you can translate the same sutra. I can say each translator looks at the sutra from a different angle. Swami Vivekananda translates, there is another samadhi which is attained by the constant practice of the cessation of all mental activity, and in which the chitta retains only the unmanifested impressions. This is one translation. And Sachidananda, Swami Sachidananda's translation, he translates, by the firmly convinced practice of complete cessation of the mental modifications, the impressions only remain. This is the other samadhi. Now let's understand. Virama pratyaya abhyasa purvaha samskara sesha anyaha. The other kind of samadhi, the mental function of clutching with the thoughts ceases, and only the samskaras that do not cause any disturbance in the inner space remain. Just 3 important truths, 3 important clicks. This whole thing can be understood. First thing, having thoughts is not thinking. Please understand this first click. Having thoughts is not thinking. You may be having thoughts, that does not mean you are thinking. This is the first truth. Many times you can see, as I was telling yesterday, for no reason, things just comes and it stays, it goes. In India, we have something called annachatras. Many villages, especially the temple-based communities, will have that annachatra. Anybody can come, they can eat and stay as long as they want, can leave when they want. There is no attendance, there is no record, there is no nothing, no record, no attendance, there is no registration happens. Anybody can come, stay as long as they want, and leave when they want, when they don't want. Just like annachatrams only, our mind, any thought can come, stay as long as they want, and can leave when it doesn't want. There is no reason. There is no reason. And sometimes suddenly you become aware something is going on in you, and you start suffering or enjoying for the thought which was there in front of you at that moment. Please understand. When you become aware of you, at that moment what is in front of you, you respond to that. That's all. You respond to that. If that was a joyful thought, you think, oh, I am joyful, I am keeping healthy, everything is going well. When you become aware of you, when that amness is experienced by you, if there is a painful, depressive, suffering thought, you say, no, I am suffering, I am in depression. You blame. Otherwise, there is no such thing logically that you are suffering or you are in joy, nothing. Just you become aware in the wrong moment about you, that's all. Nothing else. Having thoughts is not thinking. First click, first truth. Second truth, Please understand, second important truth. Mind is not a thing. It is an action. Patanjali gives this sutra, this concept, this truth in the first sutra itself. Please understand, mind is not a thing. It is an action. For example, you are walking. If you don't want to walk, what will you do? Just sit. You are talking. If you don't want to talk, what will you do? Just be silent. Same way, you are minding. If you don't want to mind, just stop. That's all. It is your very action. Little, maybe subtle action. That's all. Please understand. If you look inside, you can see very clearly your very action. You are doing it. Now, if you want, you can think. You are thinking. If you think, you don't want to think, just relax. People come and tell me, no, Swamiji, even if I want to relax, the thoughts are coming. How can it come unless you think? Come on, tell me. How can the words be created unless you create it? Fortunately, only you can be inside your body. And you can't say somebody else is sitting inside your body. And you can't say somebody else is thinking. It's not possible. Only you are thinking. Understand? The moment thoughts comes, be very clear, you decided to think. You decided to jump out of the decision which you made of stop thinking. See, this moment, you may think, yes, let me stop thinking. After a few moments, you may have the guts, confidence, courage. No, let me think. And you start thinking. If you look inside, you will see you are responsible for the action of thinking happening inside you. Maybe one part of you, there's a beautiful story in Mundaka Upanishad. Very beautiful, very powerful story. Two birds. I always enjoy describing this story. Sometimes there are some expressions, they are so poetic, fantastic. Just remembering them is such a joy. Mundaka Upanishad story is that kind of a story. Just remembering. It's a fantasy. It's a spiritual fantasy, I can say. There was a beautiful golden bird sitting the top of a tree, top branch. Small bird was there, the lower branch. The small bird was trying to eat here, there. When it eats sweet fruits, it just enjoys and gets the courage, starts jumping to the other branch and starts eating. Suddenly it comes upon bitter fruits. When it tastes the bitter fruit, it says, oh, chi, life is like this only. Then it looks up. There he sees the golden bird sitting beautifully, maybe in Padmasana, in Samadhi, and shining, peaceful, beyond joy and suffering. This guy looks up and says, I should become like him. Please understand the story. He thinks, I should become like him. Then he starts moving in that direction. He jumps here, there. Suddenly, on the way, he starts eating some sweet fruits. He comes upon sweet fruits. When he tastes 2-3 sweet fruits, he forgets all about that Samadhi, golden bird, everything. Now he regains the confidence. No. I can live here itself. And he continues to eat. Only again when he faces the bitter fruit, He says, no, 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 no. Life is too much. It is suffering. He looks up. Understand? You may also be playing the same game. When you are suffering, only then you want to stop the mind. Only then you want to stop the mind. Then after a few minutes, when you stop the mind, when you just be silent for a few seconds, even the few seconds gives you the courage. No, no, I can start thinking. I can start thinking. Or you think, I need to start thinking. Either you think, I can start thinking, or I need to start thinking. Fear or greed. You are again out. So be very clear. Mind is not a thing. It is an action. It is not an object. You don't have to fight with it. It is an action. Every moment it just comes out of you. It's like every moment you are spinning. You are spinning the cotton into the thread. You are spinning experience into words. You are spinning existence into words. See, this area, your prana, is there as an experience, as existence. I can say, in this area it is there as existence. When it moves up in the heart region, it is felt as experience. In the throat, it is felt as word. It gets converted into word. So you are constantly spinning thread out of cotton. You are constantly spinning words out of experience, existence. Whenever you come upon the bitter fruits, you say, I should stop thinking. And if you just decide, you can decide, and you don't have to. If thoughts are coming again, be very clear, you are responsible, you are thinking. So coming upon, you see, understand, this click, it is you who is thinking. If this happens, I can say this is one of the greatest freedom. Now, you will not constantly fighting with yourself. You will not constantly disrespecting yourself. You will not be constantly saying, I tried my best, it is not working out, I tried my best, it is not working out. That is the worst enemy, worst thing can happen to a seeker. Patanjali beautifully describes. In the next sutras, he describes the hindrances which come for seekers. Tiredness, or having the idea that I have tried, it is not working out. These are some of the serious hindrances which comes in the life of a seeker. Please understand. Be very clear. If you can stop, you are able to stop. If you can't stop, be very clear. You are not able to stop. You are thinking. It's not that you are not able to stop. You want to think, you are thinking. At least gain that confidence. Truth gives you confidence. Truth gives you confidence. Standing with the truth, with the honest thing. The third important truth, third click, first thing, having thoughts is not thinking. Second truth, mind is not a thing, it is an action. Third truth, very important truth, very solid truth. Understand, sometimes when these great truths are expressed, they may look little self-contradicting. See, even these two statements you can see. The first statement, having thoughts is not thinking. Second statement, mind is not a thing, it is an action. These two may look self-contradicting. It is not. The first truth, if it is understood, it will lead to second truth. If you don't understand, if you are sitting with kudarka, then it won't lead to second truth. If you are sitting with vidarka, it will lead to second truth. Having thoughts is not thinking. What I mean by thinking, when your amness experiences the thought, you are thinking. You have that pure amness inside you, and thoughts are flowing, flowing, flowing. It's like vehicles are moving, and cop stops only your car. Same way, thoughts are just moving. You pick up only one car, one thought. Means you are thinking only when you touch that thought. Otherwise, thinking is not happening. Be very clear, thinking is not happening. You are not aware of all the 1,000 things happening inside you, fortunately. You are not aware all the 1,001 things happening inside you. Thoughts, having thoughts is not thinking. If you understand this one thing, so many of your problems will be solved. Then you will lose respect for all the sufferings which goes on inside you. The complications which you create based on your thought structure or your impossible efforts. You see, there are some things you are going on doing, impossible efforts. You try to fly by pulling your shoelace. Many times you try. You just try to pull your shoelaces and you say, oh, I tried flying, it is not happening. Last 10 days I am flying. No. Wrong understanding. Wrong understanding. Many times. With wrong understanding, you build more and more and more complications. And with that complications, you create more gap between you and the spiritual truths. See, yesterday as I was talking, kudarka, what I was talking yesterday, that kudarka, first thing it does, it just catches few points, few idea to create gap between you and the spiritual truth. Once the gap is created, naturally spiritual truths are not for you. They are not going to work for you. When it does not work, again the kudarka gets deepened. It's a vicious circle. It is the vicious circle. So understand the first truth, having thoughts is not thinking. The second truth, mind is not a thing, it is an action. When you understand these two, the third truth, which is expressed in this sutra, can be understood. He says, the other kind of samadhi, the mental function of clutching with the thought ceases, and only the samskaras that do not cause any disturbance in the inner space remain. This is the third ultimate truth. Please understand. The unclutching happens. The initiation into unclutching. See, when the initiation into unclutching, first time when you unclutch, that experience only, Patanjali calls it as Asampragnata Samadhi. The first unclutching experience. Beautifully in Ramakrishna's life it happened. Let me describe how Ramakrishna moved from Sampragnata Samadhi to Asampragnata Samadhi. And if time permits, I'll explain my own experience. Then you will understand how I moved from Sampragnata Samadhi to Asampragnata Samadhi. Ramakrishna was deeply connected to Kali, the form of the Kali. As I was telling you yesterday that how I fed Ganesha, how Ganesha ate with me. Ramakrishna had all kinds of experience with the Kali's Murti, with the deity of the Kali. And it was just, even when you read, I don't know how it would have been to see. It was a romance. It was a pure romance. He was living with the deity, with the Devi. Very powerful connection. He used to keep the small thread near her nose just to check whether she is really breathing. And he says she always used to breathe. And he always saw that thread waving. The thread will be moving with that air, with the prana, with that breathing. Not only this, so many things. Can give you one example of him putting the conch bangle. The bangles made out of conch, if you are from Bengal, you can understand. They will make bangles out of conch. And the Devi is holding the left hand, the head, the severed head of the demon, without breaking the deity, without damaging the deity or the conch or the bangle. He put the bangle for the deity. And the other people asked, how it happened? How can you put it? This bangle cannot go into the hand, because she is holding the sira, the head of the demon. He says, no, I just told her, drop it. She gave it in my hand and I put the bangle. I told her again, please hold it, and she is holding. That's all. The power over the matter, the mind over the matter, the power of his mind over the matter. He was connected to Kali that deeply. He was living in Asampragnata Samadhi. He was constantly living in Asampragnata Samadhi. So now it is time, he has to move to the Asampragnata Samadhi. And one great monk, Totaburi, he came to the Kali temple. He is an enlightened sannyasi, great Vedanti. Naga means no clothes, no sleep. Their lifestyle will not be like a regular normal human beings. Naga Sampradaya sannyasi, very powerful lifestyle. He comes and initiates Ramakrishna. He says, now it is time for you to experience the next level of samadhi, beyond form. Come on, you need to have that unclutching, the cessation of the mind. What here Patanjali says, pratyayabhyasa purvaha virama, means all the mental function of clutching with the thoughts has to end. See, even if you are clutched with the Kali, it is a mental function. Please understand. Maybe highest level of function, high frequency level of function, but it is a mental function. You can experience in your life sometime, early morning when you are out of dream state, but you are not completely, fully awake. That those few seconds you can see, you want to possess your body, but you can't move your body. You are out of your dream state, but you are not completely awake. That state means in between. You can see those few moments only, suddenly you will try to move your body with force. You will try to jump out and fall out of the bed. Even though it is the high frequency, or almost the action's ending, it is an action. There is a clutching with the Kali. So, beautifully, Totaburi says, it is time you go beyond. You have to be initiated into Vedanta. You have to be initiated into next level Samadhi. This guy says, wait, I'll go and ask my mother's permission. I'll run. He ran. When Ramakrishna came back, he said, yes, my mother told me, I can go for this practice, you can teach me. Totapuri asked, you said you want to take permission from your mother, but you went inside the temple? Ramakrishna says, yes, that is what I meant. She is my mother. I am living with Kali. I asked her now. She said, please take it. Then Totapuri started laughing. Oh God. Totapuri could not understand. Ramakrishna is living with Kali. And he said, all right, I don't want to disturb his faith. It's okay. Let him experience the next level, Samadhi. Then he initiates. He says, now concentrate on the Ajna Chakra and unclutch completely from all your thoughts. Ramakrishna says, I am able to unclutch from all the thoughts, but I am not able to unclutch from Kali's form. I am not able to unclutch from Kali's form. He says, I am stuck. The moment I see her, even the idea to unclutch disappears from me. I am just completely drowned. Asampragnata Samadhi, the first level Samadhi. But the beauty is that Samadhi itself is so powerful, it will lead you to next level. It has to lead you to next level. Totapuri says, no, you have to go beyond. Then Kali, she herself appears and says, my son, don't bother. Cut my form with this sword. He says, she gives her own sword. She says, think this as a sword of knowledge and cut my form. You will go beyond my form. Understand? Not being caught in the form is one of the ultimate experience. This has to be understood very beautifully. See, when you lost all other attachments except this form, then you can cut this form and go beyond the form. But our people, first they cut this form. They have all other attachment. And they don't care about all other attachments. I always tell people, drop the form of the gods when you dropped all other attachments. But what our people say, no, anyhow we are going to drop that attachment one day, then let us drop now itself. In India I have seen when they burn the dead bodies in villages, they will use a big bamboo. After burning the dead body completely, they will throw the stick also into the same fire. But you have to throw that stick into the same fire after burning the dead body. You can't say, anyhow this stick is going to be in the fire, let me throw it now itself. Then how will you burn the dead body? So attachment to the deity or Guru's form or God's form should be used like a stick, bamboo stick, to burn the attachment with all other forms. And everything else is burned. Then in that same fire, this form also, this attachment also should be thrown. Kali says, cut my form and go beyond. This is what Buddha means when he says, when you see me on the path, kill me. Buddha says very clearly, when you see me on the path, kill me. Understand? But that should be last thing. But unfortunately, we start doing that first. No, that should be the last thing. And story says, when Ramakrishna visualized sword as his knowledge and cut the form, and he just disappeared into the next level of Samadhi, Asampragnata Samadhi, where the cessation, what Patanjali describes, the cessation of the clutching with any mental function started happening. Please understand. The mental function of clutching with the thought ceases. It just ceased. It just disappeared. The first experience of unclutching First experience of unclutching has happened to Ramakrishna when he went beyond the Kali's form. Only if you feel connected to some form and live with that form, then you are asked to renounce, you will understand how difficult it is. You may not be able to relate with what I am saying. You may be thinking, oh, what is there, Kali? And after all, for enlightenment, everything, let's cut and throw it away and go beyond. No, it does not happen when you start feeling connected. You are feeling connected, living with it, but you are able to go beyond. And the story says he entered into next level Samadhi, Asampragnata Samadhi. The mental function of clutching with the thought ceases. I am trying my best to verbalize that Samadhi because this very moment that Samadhi is inside. When I try, it's like I am putting a rope to go and touch that feeling so that I can lift some experience of that and verbalize it and tell. By the time the rope reaches this here, there is a disconnection. Whether it is Kali or any form is your mental function, is expression of your mental function, no doubt about it. It is your mental function. It is your mental projection. See, maybe it is raising you to superconscious level, but even then, it is mental projection. You see, the outer world is also your mental projection, which is taking you to the unconscious level. These deities, gods, gurus, even this form is also a mental projection, but it is taking you to the superconscious level. Everything is your projection. There is a description of Vishwamitra meditating and Indra sending all the celestial girls like Ramba, Menaka, Urvasi to disturb Vishwamitra. There is nobody sitting there and sending people to disturb Vishwamitra's meditation. It was his own suppressed desire. He was projecting and seeing. Understand? If at all there is a system, somebody is sitting there and sending Ramba, Menaka, Urvasi or the celestial girls to disturb your meditation, then millions will start meditating. And people will start meditating. It's our own projection. Actually, when you start raising, the projection in the lower level starts disappearing. Then next, the projection in the higher level starts. Then the projection in the higher level also starts disappearing. It's like an ordinary worldly experience, then Sampragnata Samadhi, then Asampragnata Samadhi. This is the way the experiences happen. Yesterday I described how I had Sampragnata Samadhi when gave the food to Ganesha. Today I will try to give you the glimpse how I had Asampragnata, or this clutching with the thought ceases. Understand? You need to understand one more word which Patanjali describes here. The samskaras that do not cause any disturbance in the inner space remain. That is what he is saying in the next second level Samadhi. Of course, there are some more levels of Samadhi, Savigalpa, Nirvigalpa. In those Samadhis, even this bija doesn't stay, even the seeds doesn't stay. Bija Samadhi, all those things he is describing in the next sessions. In this Samadhi, the samskaras which do not cause any disturbance in the inner space stays, remains. Even when Ramakrishna had this Samadhi with Totapuri, the first, it's not that all the samskaras got burnt. When he started residing in that same space for 9 months, only then the bijas, the samskaras, even they are burnt, and he enters into Nirvikalpa Samadhi, the ultimate experience. He continues to goes into the deeper and deeper layers and experiences. But when he cut the Kali's form and entered into that unclutching, the initiation has happened, the experience has happened, Asampragnata has happened, but not the ultimate Nirvikalpa. You need to reside in Asampragnata, and the whole biomemory needs to be cooked in Asampragnata to be in Nirvikalpa. With Ramana Maharshi, actually, if you see Ramana Maharshi's life, you can understand this experience. When he had death experience in Madurai, he had death experience in Madurai, in his uncle's house. The Asampragnata Samadhi has happened. But after that also he was able to travel. He traveled from Madurai to Tiruvannamalai. Means that some seed was there. The samskaras which do not cause disturbance, the engrams which do not cause disturbance was there inside. So he traveled and he came and settled in Arunachala. But once he came and settled in the temple, 9 months he was in Asampragnata Samadhi. His whole body got cooked. It got processed by that Asampragnata Samadhi, and that became Nirvikalpa. Then he got established in Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Let me describe my own experience of Asampragnata Samadhi. I'll try to narrate as it happened. Please understand. I'll try to narrate as it happened. I'll just open. For some of the happening, I don't have a logical support, argument, why it happened. And I don't have shastric support, means the scriptural support also. I don't have logical support or the scriptural support. But at least for the sake of record, for future generation, I'll open it. Maybe some pandits, some shastris will comment on this later on. Who has studied scriptures, they may comment, they may interpret, but I myself don't have the interpretation. For some things which happened, I'll open it up as it happened. Maybe you will be able to understand what I mean by the word Asampragnata Samadhi, or what Patanjali means by the word Asampragnata Samadhi. The next level Samadhi. I wanted you to know one more thing. Even talking about Samadhi, listening about Samadhi, contemplating about Samadhi is such a powerful experience. Please understand. Sometimes that need, urge for the goal, suddenly they open up some path. Open up some path. Actually, when you have that, when you are possessed by the goal, whatever you do will become path. If I see the history of many enlightened saints, there are 63 Saiva saints, Nayanmars in South India. If I see their life, many of them did not do something great. They were just, every day morning they will pluck flowers and make garland and put it on the Shivalinga. That's all. The path itself did not seem too big. It doesn't seem to be, they did some great achievements or anything. Nothing, no. But that they are possessed by the goal. Shraddha vivecha. As I was telling yesterday, that Nachiketa's statement, Nachiketa's experience, Shraddha vivecha. When you are possessed by Shraddha, whatever you do becomes path. There is one saint. He was forcibly converted into Buddhism. So every day morning, but he was feeling connected to Shiva and Shiva consciousness. Every day morning, he will come out of his monastery. The backside, there was one small Shivalinga. He will take a stone and visualize that stone as a flower and throw it on the Shivalinga and come back. If somebody says, hey, what are you doing? He says, no, I am throwing stone on Shivalinga. We should ban all these things. Why is it lying down here? Because that time the Buddhist kings were ruling. See, his action is totally different. But he was possessed by Shraddha. When you are possessed by Shraddha, whatever you do will become path. So listening about Samadhi, different levels of Samadhi, is directly useful. Sometimes you may think, what am I going to do? First step itself I don't know. I am listening about Samadhi. You don't know. No, it really works. It really works. That is why you will be surprised. The first chapter of Patanjali is Samadhi Pada. He talks first about Samadhi. Then he talks about methods. Then he talks about Sadhana Pada, Vibhuti Pada, Kaivalya Pada. First thing he says, he talks about Samadhi only. Some of you might have heard this incident happened in my life, my experience with Arunagiri Yogeshwara, a great incarnation, Shiva himself, a great avatar Purusha, Shiva himself. I will describe only few things, few parts of that incident, connecting with this sutra, how the Asampragnata Samadhi happened in me when I connected with him, I had his darshan and experienced him. Maybe around the age of 11, during summer vacation. In India, temple is our entertainment, that is our vacation, that is our playground, everything will be temple only. As I was telling yesterday, till now, there are thousands and thousands of cities where the temple will be the largest structure, largest building in that whole city, whole town. Whether in the area wise or the height or the constructed area, everything, that will be the largest building. Same way in my city, in my town. That's our playground. I was playing inside the temple, backside. If you have visited Arunachala temple, you may be able to relate with the place where I am saying. Backside the temple, one small 4-pillared mandapam, 4-pillared hall. A replica of that hall only I built in Bididi now. Because one of the strongest experience I had in my life happened in that place. Because of that, I have decided to replicate that same mandapam as our temple in Bangalore Ashram. One young sadhu came out of that mandapam. That mandapam had a small kind of a opening, or I was thinking it was an opening. It was a small cave. One sadhu came out. And the young age, I always used to be running behind sadhus. They were my life, they were my friends, they were my everything. Anybody with this cloth, I will be behind them. Such a strong vidarka, right reasoning was there. So I will always be running behind these sadhus. Whatever I get in my house, I will bring it and give it to the sadhus. And I will be very happy with them. I saw this sadhu. He was very bright, shining, maybe 30 to 35, and well built, young sannyasi. Because immediate click, a strong connection, very strong connection. I just know I belong to him, or he belongs to me. Very strong connection. I can say that falling in love or raising in love, whatever word you want to use, you can use. Very strong connection. Sometimes when you see people, suddenly you fall in love. And you may bring all kinds of reasoning. No, I am already married. I am this, I am that. You can bring all kinds of your logic. No, see the age difference. And you can bring all conditionings. But you are in love, nothing can be done. You may keep distance because of all these conditionings. The social conditioning, and you have to behave as yourself. And there are so many restrictions. There are so many, the morality or social conditioning, whatever you call it. But heart doesn't bother about which country you belong to, which race you belong to, what is your morality, what is your discipline, decency. Heart doesn't care for all those things. Maybe your action or your logic cares for all these things. Heart doesn't care. It just falls in love, that's all. It was such a strong falling in love. Every day, I'll come and sit there with him. Morning till evening, he'll be talking, sitting. Sometimes I wonder what I used to talk. If I recall, there was nothing much, just sitting and chatting only. And you don't know why you are sitting together, but sitting together was such a pleasant, joyful experience. I was sitting together. It's like spending time together. He was also very happy with me. And he will eat whatever I bring. He will bring some fruits or something for me to eat. He will be talking some experiences, these, that. I can say that Mundaka Upanishad, I did not complete that story. That story says that when the small bird, like this, traveling this way, suddenly it really had a bitter experience, one strong bitter experience. It decides no more eating fruits. It just shuts its mouth. Without opening its mouth, it just travels towards the bigger bird. When it goes near the bigger bird, nearer and nearer, suddenly it realizes it is losing its individuality. It is losing its individuality. After a few minutes, it feels it is just a shadow of that bird. Actually, when you are really deeply in love with somebody, you can experience, when you touch that body, you won't feel it is a two-person. You just know it is your own extension. Your extension is in that body. You are just extension of your extension is that body. That small bird feels its very extension is that big bird, golden bird. After a few minutes he feels it is not even his own extension. That bird's extension is he. And after a few seconds he feels there is no extension, he is just a shadow. After a few seconds, there is not even a shadow, only that golden bird exists. It was only illusion that I was an individual. The different levels of feeling connection. In Vaishnava tradition, they explain Salokya Mukti, Samibhya Mukti, Sarubhya Mukti, Sayujya Mukti, the 4 states of liberation. Please understand, 4 states of liberation. In Vaishnava tradition they explain. First, when the bird feels, I am connected to him, I belong to him, it is Salokya Mukti, living in his loka, living in his frequency. when he feels, no, 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 he is my very extension. It is Samibhya Mukti, the liberation which happens just by his nearness. When he says, when the bird experiences, no, 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 I am his very form, I am his very form, I am his very form, I am just his shadow, I am not an individual identity, then it's called Sarubhya Mukti, his own form, Sarubhya Mukti. When the small bird realizes, I never existed, it's only he who was existing, it was just an illusion that I existed, it's called Sayujya Mukti. I can say it was a strong feeling connection, just like how that bird felt, very own extension. I felt with that sadhu, that my very own extension. It was almost like Samibhya Mukti. First when I met him, then it slowly developed into Sarubhya Mukti, that same Rupa. I used to play with him, go wherever he calls. Sometime he will take me to the temple inside, sometime he will take me to the hill, sometime here, there, he will take me to different places. Understand? It was such a strong feeling connection. What Ramakrishna experienced with Kali, that Asampragnata Samadhi, I have started experiencing that. Even when I am not physically around him, even when I go back to the house, late night I will go back to the house because they will close the temple. By the time they close the temple, they will vacate everybody. They will vacate everybody. And when I go back to the house also, I will be sitting in the house and waiting when it will become again morning 4 o'clock, so that I can rush to the temple to see him. I had the belief that he was staying in the temple, and he used to always come out of that mandapam only. So I was thinking he was staying there. In the temple there used to be many small caves where sadhus stay, where swamis stay. So I will be waiting for next day morning. Sometime I will be sitting with a clock in my hand. Hey, it is not moving. What is happening? It is showing 4:30. What is happening? It's not becoming 5 o'clock. Early morning, the moment I hear the temple bell, in India the temples used to have huge bells, which will be heard for some 2-3 miles, that sound will be heard. The moment I hear the temple bell, I'll rush. Means I was completely living with him. I can't explain the strong connection. Anyhow, then there was an incident. He took me to the place where he was staying once. He asked me, will you come to the place where I am staying? I said, why not? Let's go. He took me inside the cave, took me to the place where he was staying. I saw a few sadhus sitting with him, a huge banyan tree under which he sat. The way in which he sat, I know he is the guru of that whole group. And I was the only one without kavi, the ochre rope. And I said, why don't you give me kavi? He just laughed and got a cloth and gave me the cloth. I took the cloth. Then after some time he brought me back. He left me in the temple, went back. I had one spiritual mother who was helping me and guiding me and encouraging me in the spiritual practices. Her name is Vibhudananda Devi. You can see her photograph in my biography. I ran to her to show that I am having new ochre rope. Just surprise. I ran and said, this sadhu gave me this rope. She was shocked. Because if somebody gives ochre rope to you, it means they gave you sannyas. You are accepted as a disciple. They gave you sannyas. And I didn't know all these things. When I went and told her, she got shocked. She said, Swami gave you kavi. Which Swami? How can he make you as a Swami without your parents' permission? I didn't know all these things. I said, come on, I'll take you to that Swami. She was filled with anger. But anyway, I want to escape. I don't want to be in the scene. I wanted to let her face him directly. And I brought her to that cave where I used to meet that sadhu. I called, Swamiji, please come out. Swamiji, please come out. Of course, he was not coming out. Then I got completely shaken. What happened? He never misses my voice. He always comes. Then this lady, this elderly lady, she asked me, what do you mean by saying sadhu is staying here? Where is he? Call him. I said, no, he used to be here. This is the cave from which he used to come. Then she just looked into me and said, don't tell lies. It's not a cave. She took me near and showed me. She took me inside 2-3 steps and showed me. First time I realized it was a closed cave. There's a clear stone slab. It was a shock. There was no opening at all. Please understand. 9 months after that, I realized there was no opening. But all 9 months, I have seen him coming out of that stone, going into that opening. Suddenly I saw there is no opening. It was a strong shock. Then she thought I have stolen that cloth from somebody and I am making up stories. She started beating me. In India, kids will be beaten. You do something wrong. She just gave top two and told me, come on, tell now, who gave you this cloth? Then I started, the tears started rolling. 11-year-old boy. I said, I was in the 2-3 things was going on in me. One, that Swami did not come out. Second, suddenly I remembered, he gave me a warning, don't tell anybody that you are seeing me and talking to me. I remembered that, oh God, I missed it. Maybe he is angry that I told somebody. And third thing, I was thinking, because she is also angry with him, he is not coming out. The 2-3 things were going inside me. One, he may be angry with me because I told. Second, she is angry with him and he is not coming out. So many things was happening. It was such a strong feeling. I can still see that whole scene. Anyhow, I decided I have to convince her that what happened. I told her, I promise upon Arunachala, I swear on God. I swear on Arunachala and on you. She was like my guru. So I swear on Arunachala, on you, on this Kavi and on me. I saw him. He gave me this cloth. He used to come out of this cave. See, in India, these kids, when they swear, they will hold the hand and swear. When I held her hand and swore, I just put my hand on her hand and said, I swear, this is what is the truth. Because my whole body, bio-memory was bubbling, overflowing with that strong experience, that touch, that experience was transmitted to her. It was such a strong shock passing through her being. Her kudarka disappeared. Her kudarka just disappeared. She realized what I am saying is truth. Then she just kneeled down. She kneeled down and said, now her whole tune, whole tone, whole way of speaking, everything became different. She asked me, tell me, really you saw him? I said, yes. He gave me this cloth. What was the name he said? He said, Arunagiri Yogi Ishvara. That's all. This lady just fell at my feet, who is supposed to be my grandmother's age, my guru. She just fell at my feet. She started crying. And I was already crying because she has beaten me. And now I couldn't understand what to do. It was a big mess. I asked, why are you falling at my feet? Actually, she told me that cave is the Samadhi of Arunagiri Yogeshwara, an enlightened master who left the body 2000 years ago. Again, sorry if I hurt your kudarka, if I hurt your logic, but I am saying a simple truth straight away. It was such a strong shaking. She said, he is Arunagiri Yogeshwara, who left the body 2000 years before. On his Samadhi, on his body, above his body only the whole temple is built. Arunachala temple is built. South India, each temple is a tomb, a Samadhi of one Siddha. So each temple radiates that Siddha's energy, that master's energy. Each temple, the Parani is Bohar, Thiruvannamalai is Arunagiri Yogeshwara, the Rameshwaram is Patanjali, and Tanjavur is Karuvurar, and Tirupati is Konganavar, Madurai is Chokkanadar Siddhar. So each temple is enlightened master Samadhi. She was shocked and she fell at my feet. And we were all meditating, doing tapas to have his one darshan. You are fortunate. He himself lived with you and he gave you kavi. This is her side mood. My side, it was a big missing that he is not coming out. Understand? Now it's like a big loss because it is such a strong, cherished relationship. I can't miss him. It was a very strong relationship. It's like that fear, I may not see him again at all. That became very strong. There is a beautiful description of Bhagavatam. In Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a description. One Gopika, Krishna's beloved, she hears the flute music. Krishna is playing the flute in the forest. She comes out of her house to go and see him. The entrance of the house, her mother-in-law and sister-in-law are sitting. Typical Indian village. The sister-in-law will be sitting and mother-in-law will be combing the hair and seeing all the cleaning the hair. The typical scene. And they will sit exactly on the door frame only. And that is where they get the news. The whole village news will come. Whatever goes on in the village, that's a newsroom actually. That's a newsroom. Newsroom discussion will be going on. And they will be sitting and cleaning the hair, combing the hair. And I don't know how many hours they will spend in the combing the hair and cleaning the hair. Whole day from morning till night, they will be sitting. Tagadaga, tagadaga, tagadaga. By the time they complete, half of the hair will be in the outside. Typical scene. She just holds the door frame and stands. Because these two guys are there, she can't go. They will stop her. There, beautiful, the flute music is heard. Beautifully, the Bhagavatakara describes when she listens to the Krishna's music, all the joyful, ecstatic memory about Krishna fills her being so strongly, ecstatically, all her good karmas exhausted. She sees the peak of joy, which she is supposed to see. When these guys are stopping her, when she remembers she can't go near him physically, that physical missing, all the suffering, pain rises in her body. So she exhausts all the bad karmas, all the pain which she is supposed to suffer, she is suffering. She sees the peak of the pain. When you see peak of the pain and peak of the pleasure, your karmas are over and you relax and you become enlightened. Vyasa beautifully describes, Bhagavatakara describes. Just she stood there 3 chana. 1 chana means one wave of thought is joy, ecstatic memory of Krishna's. The moments, ecstatic moments she had with Krishna, that filled her. All the joyful memories are over. She lived her heaven. Exhausted. The punyas, all the good karmas. She has seen the peak of joy. And next moment, when she can't go near him physically, that physical separation, the pain that aroused in her being, and she exhausted all bad karmas. She has seen the extreme of pain. She has finished her hell. So she lived her heaven, she lived her hell. So all karmas are over. The 3rd chana, just she became enlightened and relaxed. I can say that was the mood I was going through. One side, the strong joy, amazing memory, knowing who he is. You see, when you don't know who he is, you can't enjoy. When I know with whom I was living, every inch, every moment is an ecstasy. Oh God, with whom I lived. Who is my friend? Many times, when you know about the other person, even simple thing, God, you appreciate with whom this whole thing is happening, with whom I am living. Sometimes you need that knowledge. That is why in Bhagavatam they say Jnana Varishta Bhakti. The feeling connection with Krishna, knowing that he is God, Jnana Varishta Bhakti. Bhakti based on the knowledge, that is the ultimate bhakti. Not even simple bhakti. Jnana Varishta Bhakti. It's one of the peak bhakti experience. Bhagavatakara was questioned. When the Bhagavatam was recited, you see the oldest university is Naimisaranya and registrar is Vaisambhayana in our tradition. When Bhagavata was recited, I can say Vyasa, Sugal, visiting professors. They come and all over the world students gather and they give a special classes, special courses, maybe 3 months, 6 months, and then they go back to their place. And when Bhagavata was being recited, the students, one Rishi questions, what do you mean by saying all the people who lived around Sisubala, they are all prostitutes, dasis, and all the women lived around Krishna, they are all devotees, gopikas. What do you mean? Both of them are feeling connected to one man. What is the difference between gopikas and Sisubala's dasis? Sisubala is the villain of Bhagavatam. He does exactly the same thing what Krishna does. If Krishna has 10,000 women around him, he has 10,001. Whatever Krishna does, he will do it. beautifully Bhagavatakara describes, all the gopikas, they know Krishna is God. And the relationship is Jnanavarishta Bhakti. But with Sisubala, it was more fear-greed based. The dasis, prostitutes of Shishubala, they had fear, and Shishubala had greed. It's the interdependent. They were interdependent. These guys give something to him, he gives something to them. That's all. So there is a huge difference between Sisubala and his dasis and Krishna and his gopikas. That strong Jnanavarishta Bhakti. See, till then I had a feeling connection with Arunagiri Yogeshwara. Bhakti was there, but now this lady, she added knowledge of who he is. So the whole thing has become Jnanavarishta Bhakti. Knowledge-based devotion. It was such a joy, ecstasy. On the other side, the next moment, deep missing. I may not see him at all again. I have described this whole story, scene by scene. Now, we don't have much time. I have described scene by scene when I spoke on Shiva Sutras. Maybe if you find time, see in the YouTube. The whole thing is in the YouTube. When I spoke on Shiva Sutras, I described this whole thing very elaborately. Now I will connect with this point, where the Asampragnata Samadhi point is there. I will connect, and to make you understand this point, I will share this incident. So only that part I will try to explain. The whole thing, if you want to see, go to YouTube and see my Shiva Sutra discourses. There I have explained. I have described the whole incident. Anyhow, I was crying and lying down the entrance of the cave itself, that mandapa, waiting for him to appear. Of course, he did not appear. Then they were about to close the temple. The watchman, he came and said, hey, we are going to close the temple, get up and go. If you want to go and have darshan in the main shrine, have darshan and go back, go out. I ran to the main shrine, Garbhagraha, so that I can have a darshan and go back to my house. When I went back and opened my eyes in the Garbhagraha, I saw very clearly he was sitting there. He was there. That instead of Shivalinga, he was just there. I rushed to touch him. I was shouting, Swami, where were you? I was crying for you only. Where were you? I was rushing to touch him. I could see very clearly. I was not physically moving. It's like sometimes when you see somebody with whom you are really in love, your body may be having some 4-5 feet distance, but your whole being will go and hug him. So my whole being rushed towards him to touch him. The moment I touched, see, before that also I have touched him many times. It was touch with bhakti, Asampragnata Samadhi. I thought he is a form, I was in love, and it was a deep connection with that form. But now, it is not just bhakti, Jnanavarishta Bhakti, knowledge-based devotion. Now I know who he is. So when I touched, he also stretched the hand very casually. When the hand and hand touched, that when the touch happened, then something just opened. You can say clicked. Suddenly that moment, I saw very clearly. He was me, I was he. I can understand how that small bird would have felt when it relaxed into that golden bird. In that golden bird, when that small bird merged, what was the feeling? I can relate to that feeling. It was a strong experience. Suddenly I realized, after that experience, that after that next moment, that simply the cessation of the mental activity which was connected to that form, creating pain or joy, disappeared. Please understand. As long as I saw that form as independent of me, it was creating joy or pain in me. Asampragnata Samadhi. When the touch happened, suddenly the mental function of clutching with the thought, the mental function of clutching with his form ceases. It ceased. It just ceased, disappeared. That Asampragnata Samadhi, the next level Samadhi, just happened. After that, there was no missing him. Please understand. When Ramakrishna cut the form of the Kali and went beyond the form, he never started missing Kali. Before that, before this experience of touching this Arunagiri Yogeshwara, even few hours leaving him and going to the house, I'll miss him so deeply. After this touch, I never saw his form again. But there was no missing. Because he elevated me to the next level, the Asampragnata Samadhi. What Patanjali describes as the mental function of clutching with the thoughts, clutching with the form, has just disappeared. If you are unable to connect with what I said because of Kudarka or Vidarka or Darka, sorry, not Vidarka. If you add Vidarka, you can connect directly with what I am saying. If you add Kudarka, it will be difficult to connect. And you won't be able to connect and you don't want to connect. Sometimes even people with Darka, they want to connect, but they don't know. Because of Darka or Kudarka, if you are not able to connect, don't worry. I bless you. If this truth is my experience, let it create, just by the power of the truth, power of that experience, let it create the strong same truth, the feeling connection in you all. It will create. I can say that much only because there is no other word. When you strongly feel connected with Master or God or Guru, when that strong feeling connection becomes so strong, that idea, the two-person, two-thing, when it disappears into one, that Asampragnata Samadhi becomes Asampragnata Samadhi. When it is two, it is Asampragnata Samadhi. When you experience that as a one, it becomes Asampragnata Samadhi. Still I know I have not conveyed what I want to convey. I really feel. I have not said what I want to say. There are some things which can never become thread. It has to be transmitted as a cotton. As a cotton. The experience has to be transmitted directly as an experience. When that feeling connection is there, suddenly you will see, you don't need words. The experience can just be transmitted to the other person as an experience. I bless you all. Let that transmission happen. So virama pratyaya abhyasa purvaha samskara sesha anyaha. In the next level of samadhi, in the other samadhi, the mental function of clutching with the thought ceases, and only the samskaras that do not cause any disturbance in the inner space remain. Understand, I want you to know, this is also next level samadhi, but there is next level samadhi, where even that samskara disappears. See here, I had that unclutching experience, unclutching has happened, no more missing, the Asampragnata Samadhi happened, it is true, but there is next levels which Patanjali speaks, bija, sabija, vigalpa, nirvigalpa, and different descriptions. Maybe when I explain those sutras, I'll explain the next different levels of samadhi experience which I had. And help you to understand the sutra. Here what happened, when I was living with him 9 months, conscious connection, feeling connection, it was Asampragnata Samadhi, and I touched, and when that form disappeared into my form, or when my form disappeared into his form, then it became Asampragnata Samadhi, the next level Samadhi. When listening to these experiences, this truth, because it is from the strong truth, naturally it will shake your kudarka. It will shake your darka and kudarka and lead you to vidarka, lead you to right reasoning. I bless you all. Let you all experience these great truths, achieve and radiate Jivan Mukti, living enlightenment. Let you all achieve and radiate the eternal bliss, Nithyananda. Thank you.